There's nothing alcohol will ever give you, but it will take everything from you. I couldn't remember anything in between 2 p.m. that day and the following morning 5 a.m. by the roadside, dogs walking, moving around. Sikuwa exposed to girls, pia nikapata hawa watu wako free sana na wasichana, so I was like, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to enjoy, I'm supposed to be happy like hawa jamaa. People were dancing, so I wanted to feel that, I wanted to blend in. Okay, my name is Felix Ogoti. I'm in finance. I am a recovering addict. Started using drugs, that is 10 years ago. That's when I was in school. Nimekuwa na struggle na hiyo pombe for quite some time. That's been a rough journey for me. Nimekuwa na ups and downs along the way. There are moments when you feel like it has become too much. Unajaribu on your end pia kujaribu control the habit. Basically unajaribu to as much as you can avoid those things that you already know zinakulead towards drinking, because now the habit, tuseme hiyo alcohol inachukua vitu kutoka kwako, inachukua pesa, inakunyanganya people who also are a resource. So I struggled a lot. Basically wakati nilianza na experimenting, of course, wakati niliingia shule, that was in university, way back in 2013. Niliingia huko I met a friend of mine, a good friend of mine to date, though we don't talk, but he's a good friend. This guy had been pre-exposed to alcohol before. Kwanza ni kama alianza akiwa high school. So this guy angeleta pombe aeke hapo kwa loka na kunywe, though hakuwa analazimisha mtu kunywe. So me was like, this guy anakuja, tulikuwa hiyo time tulikuwa na setting ya hostel hivi, I can remember. This guy anaweza kuja tu kunywe nini yake, alikuwa anaweka kwa chupa kwa loka, so I could see it, but I didn't really know ni alcohol ama ni nini, because sikuwa nimekuwa exposed to mambo na pombe before I joined campus. So I did a course mahali sikuwa na so many lectures within the week, so ningekuwa nipata most of the time in the hostel, maybe watching a movie, just chilling, maybe nikisoma hizo notes. The guy, since he was doing a science course, alikuwa mostly like covered the entire week, alikuwa in the lecture rooms. So nilikuwa naenda kwa loka yake, najaribu sasa hii ni nini jamaa na kunywanga, akisha kunywa anachangamka, anaanza kucheka, anaanza kuwa very happy, excited, anatuambia stories. So I was like, let me try this thing, nione how it feels, because that was the first time I saw something like that. Nilikuwa naangalia mtu anakunywa nasema huyu mtu amepotea kabisa. So I took my first sip. Nikiwa tu peke yangu, I was watching a movie, if I can remember well, nilikuwa na watch movie, then I wanted like just a sip ndio nisikie tu how it feels. So I took that sip, and then the next thing I remember nilikuwa na kizunguzungu, I had headaches. I can remember that first sip vizuri sana. Nilikuwa na kizunguzungu, I was there, I was like, what, mtu anakunywanga hii nini? But after some time I started getting excited the same way. So from that first sip, so I can open up to a journey of alcohol. My journey with alcohol now ikaanza, because after that now nilipata like it's something that makes you feel some type of way. So from my first sip I went on to taking now the drink, and then topping up the bottle with water. So akikuja jamaa wakati naangalia the drink anapata bado ilikuwa mali aliachia. So it went on for some time, until now the guy realized that hii pombe ni kama mtu anatumia because he didn't test as sharp as it was supposed to test. The guy told me, now ni kama unaanza kunywa hivi vitu. Nikamwambia pana, mimi don't drink, na kama nimechukua maybe kidogo. Then after some time the guy realized actually I drink. Kaniambia hii kitu si mbaya nini na nini. Then from there gradually it grew into now being a habit, because nilianza sasa kuhang out na jamaa more, trying to get I mean to drink, because now basically nijipata niko idle through the week, most of the time sina kitu ya kufanya. From there we went now started clubbing now. Tukaanza kwenda club pole pole nini, kujiexpose kwa vitu zenye hatukuwa tumejua. I found people in the club dancing very happy. Sikuwa exposed to girls, pia nikapata hawa watu wako free sana na wasichana, so I was like, hey, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to enjoy, I'm supposed to be happy like hawa jamaa. People were dancing, so I wanted to feel that, I wanted to blend in. So in the process of blending in, I didn't know that I'm building a habit that could now lead to addiction. Because party after party, every weekend tulikuwa tunaenda, ikifika Friday tumeswitch kila kitu, tunapanga vile tunaenda Signature. I can remember the place ulikuwa tunaendanga mostly. So after some time, I didn't know that I was getting myself deeper and deeper into alcohol, and the guy, that friend of mine, yeye mwenyewe alikuwa anajua kubalance. I don't know how. That guy wasn't an addict, he was a social drinker, because angeka kachupa hapo hivi kwa hiyo loka na ina last a week. Kama si mimi ndio nilikuwa nafanya, labda ananunua zingine, because alikuwa anapata either ni tasteless ama imeisha. Until now he accepted. Alisema sasa, unajua pombe siwezi kunywa peke yako. Alikuwa ananiallow tu na kunywa wakati analeta. So it happened until kafika mahali. Now after, I was very lucky to graduate actually, because I had a clique of friends who also supported me. Angekuja waniamsha. Now when the alcohol became too much, unanipata nimelala, sijaenda lectures, but wananiletea notes, wananiwachia. So I could read hizo notes wakati niko na free time, ask so many questions. I had guys who could wake me up in the morning sometimes, who could tell me that kama miss lecture usimiss cut. No. So I had some few friends. I could make friends. Unajua sasa mambo ya pombe, you make a lot of friends along the way, because you're excited. Well, people also want to have fun, especially in a setting kama ya campus. Fast forward to finishing campus, I didn't make any pre-arrangements towards my life after campus. I didn't organize, because now alcohol, when you start drinking, the organization itself inapotea. I couldn't plan that there was life after campus and know how to navigate through it, because after completing campus I struggled looking for a job, because now kuna vitu sikuwa nimefanya, few things along the way that I didn't do to be able to secure a job easily. For example, I didn't do my CPS. I didn't complete my CPS because nilifanya finance. Now that needs you to also have a CPA for you to be employed by these organizations. They actually want you to have that as a requirement. So it became very difficult for me to convince organizations that I can work without the CPAs. So it became very difficult for me, frustrating, which even now made the alcohol issue worse, because now I was drinking to ease the frustration. I was taking too much alcohol. I could go to parties, any party that I was invited nilikuwa natokea. So I became very frustrated. I remember now switching to doing odd chores. Nilianza kufanya mjengo to sustain the habit, because wakati sina pesa na mzazi baadaye unajua anakuja anagundua this guy is drinking, so they cannot give you money to finance the habit. So parents started getting frustrated. This even made the issue worse, because now these are people who are closer to you. These are people who want the best for you. These people have expectations, and when those expectations are not met, they become frustrated, and in turn also frustrate you. So I could ease my frustrations and all those disappointments in myself by drinking, just to forget for a moment or for a day that I don't have a job. Number one, I've messed my life. I shouldn't have been here. I haven't achieved goals, all those things, and I'm doing a job that I shouldn't be doing. Having spent all those years in school, and all that money that has been spent in school, the parents could feel like your pesa ni kama imepotea, we wasted our money. So you feel like a disappointment. You feel useless, and that's what drove me personally to drinking, to the point where I became now an addict. In the process after campus, I remember I hooked up with this lady who after some time, she told me she has my kid, and that now found me in a place where in the same place of drinking too much. I couldn't take the responsibility, so I denied being the father of that kid, of which I regret to death, because that kid was born without me being there. She hasn't had my support since then, because now the mother took the kid and went back home. She knew I was drinking too much. I couldn't do anything to assist her in providing for the kid and also provide for her, so she had to go back home. So part of it now, the having a kid who I couldn't see, who I couldn't be able to assist, and also the issues that I had with my parents and the lack of the work, all those things brought together, bound together, made me even more frustrated, more disappointed in myself. Now to the point of sleeping in dens, not coming home, or coming home at 2 a.m. knocking on the door for my parents to open for me, because I was staying at home at that moment. My parents felt that now it was time for me to get some help, because it became way too much. They requested me to go to rehab. That's last year, 2023. I went to Asumbi Treatment Center for 3 months. I accepted because I felt like it had reached a point where I had to turn my life around, because I'd lost basically everything that I had. I'd lost all the people who I could count on at that moment. I felt like I was about to lose my parents too and my family, so I had to go to rehab. But now, coming to realize right now, I made that decision not for myself, but for them. Because I was basically saying, if this is what they need me to do, let me just go to rehab. I went for 3 months. Everything was okay. I completed I remember I was actually elected as the chairman to lead those people and organize things within the facility. I did it very well. And even the members there and the people and the therapists and all those people thought like I didn't have a problem. But I knew deep down I have a problem, and I'm vulnerable to alcohol at any moment. So I completed the 3 months. And coming to realize something else that I did wrong was that I concentrated more on the leadership that I was given more than my own recovery. So having completed the 3 months, I stayed sober for around 5 months without any alcohol, any drug. Then after these 5 months, just a single mistake, I remember I'm going to visit a friend somewhere, and I had to wait for this friend of mine in a certain center for quite some time, 1 hour. Then I thought, let me just go to a place where I can sit down and take soda. So I walked. As I was walking, I saw a bar. That was the only place that I saw that was open and that was easy to just chill, sit down and just wait for this friend of mine. I went in, took the soda. I remember taking Crest for some time. Then I was taking this Crest in a bar. So I feel like I was in the wrong place at the right time. So I remember taking that Crest for some time. I even remember talking to the bar attendant and telling this person my story, and how I've been fighting addiction and I didn't want to drink. And then the paradox of this is that after our conversation, I asked him for a bottle of alcohol, of which I said I only take one as I wait for my friend who wasn't arriving. So I took that bottle, and as I was about to finish, this friend of mine called. And then I said, now, the first bottle got me drunk. So I felt like I needed more. I needed more. And the problem is that with an addict is that they can't take just one bottle of alcohol. They need more. The moment you activate the allergy in you, you find yourself drinking more than you should be drinking. So I asked for another bottle, of which I remember putting in soda and carrying it to go meet my friend. And that was the start of I remember after drinking the second bottle, I woke up at around 5 a.m. True story, 5 a.m. From around 2 p.m. that specific day, I woke up the following morning 5 a.m. by the roadside, without my phone, without money, without anything. I couldn't remember anything in between 2 p.m. that day and the following morning 5 a.m. by the roadside, dogs walking, moving around, and I was just there sleeping. I remember kwa kibanda hivi ya mboga, if I can remember well, that day. Na sijui vile nilifika hapa. I don't remember how I got myself there. I didn't have my phone. So there were some guys, in the morning who supply milk to shops and stuff. I called one of them. I told them, I don't know how I am here. I really need your help calling my phone. So the guy called my phone, and to my surprise, the phone was on. It wasn't switched off. So he told me that this phone of yours, someone has it. It hasn't been stolen. So I remembered me being in the bar. That was the last thing I could remember. So I went back to the bar. Going back to the bar, the bar attendant I was talking to about my story told me, your phone is here. You were too drunk to even walk. I tried to persuade you to stay. You walked out with a few friends, and that was the end of it. That's the last time I saw you. So I kept this phone for you. So fast forward, it happened. I stayed for quite some time again without alcohol. After that scenario, I stayed for some time, and then now, from where I was in Kisii. I came to Nairobi. There was a job that I was called for, an internship. I came to Nairobi and started working. That is early this year. And then the first month I worked, I just did my job very well, and then at the end of the month, after getting paid, the problem again came back. I was just watching a movie and said, like, now I need one bottle to, as I watched the movie, so that the movie becomes exciting. So I went out, bought myself a bottle of alcohol. And then I remember I started drinking while watching the movie. The next thing, now the bottle, the drink has run out. Now I need more. I went again for another bottle. Some guys realized it's like I have a lot of money. These guys came, tried to attack me, took my phone. I'm trying to break it down because I need you to understand that this has become a problem, and the same things keep happening again and again. Now, I couldn't maintain the job, of course, because I was drinking. I was missing a lot of working days, coming up with excuses to defend myself. But as an addict, you can only lie you can't lie every time, coming up with the same stories. So after some time, of course, they had to let me go. And life after that became very difficult for me because I was unable to pay rent. I was unable to take care of my bills. I had to move to a place called Ruiru, where life wasn't as easy as I thought, because I'd been promised there was a job somewhere. Went there, started the job under a lot of frustrations, and those frustrations also now led me to back to drinking. And the job that I was taken to in Ruiru was a job that I was supposed to, be there the entire time, and I was supposed to be sober. So I only tried once, and that's how I lost again that job. So now I couldn't also now, because they were supposed to pay rent for me and also give me some money for other bills. But now, having lost that too, I didn't have a means to pay for the house and all that. I had to now go back to doing the odd chores such as mjengo and stuff to sustain me there, to enable me buy alcohol, pay for the house, and also food and all those things. And for those people who have worked in mjengo, that you cannot cover all that money as a guy who works there, sometimes it becomes difficult. So I remember struggling a lot, staying in a house in a very bad condition, because I was in a house that wasn't in a proper state. Let me say that. People could come to my house and shake their heads and say, this is not how a human being should live. This is not how a human being should live. So I decided to call one of my friends who I'd worked for and seek for help, basically, because I'd reached rock bottom. I couldn't see any help coming, because at this point my parents too had given up. My family, I say, now we've washed our hands, there's nothing we can do. Basically, we can't give you money, we can't assist you in any way. So I had to reach out to this friend of mine, and he promised and he asked me to come to Akili Bomba. Akili Bomba is in Kibra. He told me that when you reach there, just tell me you are there, so that we can start a process of healing again for you. And this now is supposed to be a journey that we're going to start, a journey of change. So I took my time, made arrangements, and when I was ready to come, I called and said I was on my way. And that's how now I came to Akili Bomba. I'm now 3 weeks sober, 3 weeks in Akili Bomba, and it has been an amazing journey. I've met a supportive group of people. And like the rehab where was this sort of like a place of peace, it's a sanctuary, so I'm happy being here. Met people who I can relate with, people I can talk to, people who are ready to support. And like outside there, here I feel like I've never had cravings, I've never thought about alcohol. So I'm thankful to God and where I am right now, because the main thing is that God has taken care of me all this time. And I believe as a community, one thing like a cool advice is that we should not give up on people, especially people who are going through addiction, drug addiction, because that's what I really understand, because I've been there, I've felt it, I've been through it. I've been neglected at some point, and the worst thing is when the family says they don't want anything to do with you. It's really it's one of the worst things that you can experience as an addict, because most people, if you're not strong enough, you end up committing suicide, because now the family is one of the last people who will come to your aid in case bad comes to us. So I'm thankful to God. I'm thankful for Akili Bomba for the support and holding my hand through it all. I'm hopeful that the mindset and the focus that I have right now towards becoming better, towards staying sober, towards sobriety, will be guided by the hand of God. And I'm really positive about growing myself and changing my life around. Thank you so much. I know family, you know, there is a lot of people have issues with families, I can say, especially when things are not going right. From my experience, I've seen families coming closer to people when everything is okay. When these people either are in the right place in life, because either they have a job, they have money, they have success, but when things become too tough, it's only a few people who stay with you. So what I can urge, what I can say is that I have mimi sina grudge na wazazi wangu, sina anything, sina any problem. The people who have a problem is them to me. I've never had a problem with my parents, no day. I even pray for them. The first people I pray for are my parents, from my mom to our smallest daughter. There are people I pray for. There are people when I call them, we talk. The issue is now them healing. They need me. They need me to enable them heal because of what they have been through in the past. You know, they had to pay for rehab. It's not a lot. It's not a small money that they paid. They paid a lot of money. Now that frustration, that maybe they felt like it was a lot from them. Maybe they felt some sort of a loss. and I really didn't know, because it assisted me for those months that I stayed sober. And even when I was in rehab, I was able to learn a lot, some of which I'm using now. I'm not saying the rehab was useless. Ilinijenga vibaya sana, because I learned a lot of things. I met amazing people who I'm still in contact with, who are recovering too, who also are a resource in this recovery journey. We understand that alcohol is like a disease. You don't, some of it ni ugonjwa yenye iponi. You just learn how to control it, because cravings zinaweza kuja anytime na urudi tu. So see, hakuna cure there's no cure for alcoholism and stuff like that. You really need to like change your lifestyle and know God basically. Ukue na ujue like there's a higher power, there's a power greater than yourself. And I believe pia family should not really give up on me, because I'm one guy, and the guy who has come through for me is not even part of the family. He's a family I met in Nairobi. No. He's a guy who mwenye amejitolea tu kunisaidia. No. Because now I called my parents, I tried to kuwaeleza to explain to them that this is something pia mimi on my side I'm trying to work on. I really need your support. Maybe because the issue comes in when there is those character defects related to alcoholism and addiction, such as we can talk about issues to do with lying. Sometimes you have to lie to survive. I'm not defending it, but sometimes I lied to be able to survive. Because if I have, for example, if I had 1,000 shillings yesterday, I have spent the 1,000 shillings on alcohol. The following day, I don't have money. Now I haven't eaten anything. I have to lie that I don't have money. Or let's say I have 100 shillings and I feel like this is not enough to buy unga, to buy vegetables, to buy oil, to cook and all those things. So I can lie to that I don't really have money for you to send me money to buy food. So it becomes a little bit difficult sometimes for parents, especially the family, to really get you, because if they're not with you at that moment in time, they can feel like whatever you're telling them is nice. And also they tend to, especially my family, tend to listen more to people around who tell them about me. Someone can tell you that guy, I usually hear this story from them. They tell me that, you know, you are above 18, you are a man, you should be able to take care of yourself. Alcoholism doesn't know that, because I've seen issues to do with alcohol humble even the richest. You lose everything, you become like a street child, a street boy or what. I've seen it humble doctors, pilots, to them losing like basically everything and becoming a nuisance to the community, sort of. So it doesn't have it doesn't require a man to become a man in order for you to you know, to be considered ama kitu kama hiyo. So I feel like it's it's something that they should change the mindset, that I'm a man. Of course I'm a man, I should take care of myself, but sometimes having a disease like this, having a condition like this, you really need support. You really need people, not financially. Sometimes if somebody calls you and tells you, especially from family, mtu akikupigia simu especially familia, anakutia moyo and feel that you're not alone. Sometimes if you feel like you're alone, ni wewe tu sasa inakudrive to dark places, of which I've been there. I've seen how dark it can get. Sometimes to the point of suicide. But the most important thing is that I've turned to God. I've prayed a lot, and I feel like hiyo ndio kitu imenipatia the strength to keep going. I've also met amazing people along the way, people trying to recover too, and they have told me that it can be possible. Okay, it's a journey that it's a journey that you please don't start. It's a journey that it's
easy to start, but
it's not easy to get yourself out of it. It's tough, because then you rather not start. I can say that you rather not start the journey, because the moment you start it and then you're hooked to these drugs, there's no going back. Hakuna, ni kama tu upate, for example, hizi maugonjwa zenye we still have no cure for them, like HIV and AIDS. The moment you contract it, you have to live with it. Mimi kwangu like I compare alcoholism to HIV and AIDS because now it will need you to change your lifestyle in order for you to. People have died from alcoholism, a lot of them. People drop dead, and every time because of hizi mambo ya pombe. So you really need to have some sort of discipline to be able to recover from it. And you don't recover fully. People have gone 60 years without alcohol. When they come back, they die. Or they come back and never become the same again. So you can't say that you heal. I don't believe in healing. That's why most of these people who have stayed 8-10 years can tell you that I'm still recovering. I'm a recovering addict. I'm not a recovered addict. I'm a recovering. They're still in the process. It takes a lot of strength, especially from the higher power, I can say, from God. And most of these people, you find that they have turned to God. Hakuna mtu amesurvive mambo ya alcoholism bila kuturn to God, because now it's not by your power. If you continue working by your power, then you'll not be strong enough. Because there's so many times we have tried to stop and we have stopped. You've heard me talk about 6 months, 5 months staying sober without even but one slight mistake, one slight wrong turn, and then you go back to it again. Unaamusha hiyo allergy, and then ni hivyo. Your life starts getting ruined. So my advice to people who want to start, please don't. There are better things to do in life. There are better ways to have fun. Mimi nilienda klabu na mimi sikuona hata nilifika mahali by there, it reached a point mahali I could see the club, I could see a club there, but I don't see value of going there. But there are days when I used to, I didn't know when. It's Tuesday, but I feel like it should be Friday so that I go clubbing. And I have that anxiety, I have that excitement, I really want to go club dancing and drinking. But ikafika point mahali hata sina hiyo hamu tena. So these things, we call them, the Bible calls them things of the flesh. You don't get satisfied. You'll never ever be satisfied by all these things. After sometimes you get over them and then you don't see fun in it. Because alcohol is the same way. I have now a different mindset because alcohol has taken away a lot of things from me. Now my stay here in Akilbomba in these few weeks, what I've come to conclude is that alcohol has no value, and then there's so many things I haven't experienced, I haven't done in life which I need to do. Now if I continue drinking, I will not be able to achieve all those things. Now this is my advice too to those people who want to drink. You never achieve anything. There's nothing alcohol will ever give you, but it will take everything from you. It will take, because it has taken a lot from me. It has taken material things. It has taken my self-esteem. I'm trying to get my self-esteem back. I'm really working on it. I've never been a stupid person. I've made big moves in life. People have been proud of me at some point, saying that this guy works well. But ilifika mahali I could see nilikuwa najiona mtu useless sana. Niko na my injuries kwa mwili za mjengo, nimebeba kokoto, nimefanya nini, yani I became, hadi mtu ananioza, unajua mimi niliacha class 2 na tuko na wewe hapa my brother, hata na feel vibaya. I'm feeling so bad. Mimi ndio nafaa kuwa nafanya hii kazi. Because mimi sikusoma, mimi sina hizo opportunities that you have. If I was you, I wouldn't be here. If ningekuwa nimemaliza hadi nini, I couldn't be where you are right now. Jamaa anasikia vibaya sana. Na it's not him, it's me. Mimi I'm comfortable being there because now you don't have an option. Where can you go? You are drunk. Hiyo jioni utapewa pesa na utaenda kunywa keg. That's now people who have organized life don't work like that. People have families. Unapata hiyo pesa, unachukulia familia, unanunua kitabu, unanunua chakula kwa nyumba. That's the life I wanted, but now alcohol, wanasema it's cunning, it's baffling. You can't understand it. You can't understand how alcohol works, but the moment you drink it, wakati mengia kwa system, inawasha vitu zingine that you don't really understand. But I thank God for the fact that I've come. I believe this time, having come to Akilbomba, things are going to be different. I'm really focused. I don't know what will get me back to alcohol again. I don't really know. But each day that I spend without drinking, I just go back to God and namwambia asante. I usually say that, thank you for today. At least leo sijakunywa. Tomorrow again nikifanya vitu constructive za kufanya, I'm happy that I'm here. There are various projects that are being worked on. I'm finding people who we talk about God every day, and I'm happy the place that I am. I'm looking for opportunities to go back and work. Niliomba Mungu like what anaweza nipatie gift na nipatie chance ya create an impact in someone else's life ama in my own life, because there must be something, there must be a purpose to you living. Lazima ukwe na useme like this is what I'm living for. Also I want to go back, take care of my daughters. Sasa yako 6. I know she will need me to pay her school fees. She need to know 6 years now.
I've never seen her.
Never seen her. Because now with alcohol, I'm not the only one I know. So many guys who have been labeled drunkards don't have stable families. If there is one, then I don't know. A guy who has been labeled like unfit to take up responsibilities such as keeping money, mtu wezi mtrust na pesa, that guy wezi pata iti bado ako na a stable family unless that wife is very very strong, because normally they walk away, they walk, either look for other guys ama decide to raise the kids on their own. So I haven't seen my daughter, but I talk once in a while. I talk with her mom. She keeps me updated about the progress of the kids. So I believe that God will assist me pia to chip in, because now I believe nikiwa sober, nikiwa sawa, I'm able to take care of those responsibilities that I couldn't. Yeah.